watching Conference USA on ESPN from Plaster Stadium in Springfield, Missouri. This evening in college football, it's the Skyhawks of UT Martin against the Missouri State Bears. On a 75-degree evening, we welcome you in. I'm Don West, joined this evening by Tom Mast. And Tom, this will be the 5th straight year that these teams have seen each other in a different type of setting this year, but they've all been close games.
Very familiar with each other. They've seen each other 4 years in a row, but tonight, for the first time, Missouri State will step on the field playing as an FBS team. We'll see what the outcome looks like.
The third member of our team today with the keys to the game is Sierra Clark. Hi, Sierra.
Hey guys, so Missouri State has to do better with third down conversions. Last weekend against SMU, they were 0 for 12 in that category. They also have to do better with finishing drives in the red zone and scoring touchdowns there. As for UT Martin, they lost a lot of guys on the defensive line to the transfer portal and with injuries, so they have to stand their ground there, as well as create more explosive plays offensively. Back to you guys.
Those keys to the game are brought to you by your Chevy dealers of the Ozarks, proud sponsor of the Missouri State Bears. Stop into your local Chevy dealer today. Down a degree to 74. What rain is in the forecast, expected to hold off till after about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. It suddenly got a little rainy here in southwest Missouri after it hadn't rained for nearly a month. But a great setting for this game here this evening as Missouri State plays its lone FCS opponent tonight.
This will be interesting, Don. You know, UT Martin coming in on an 0-3 skid. They've had a rough road the first 3 weekends of the season. Missouri State looking to bounce back after that close encounter with SMU last week, so we'll see what happens tonight.
Opening kick is brought to you by the Missouri State Bookstore. Shop on campus or online at MissouriStateBookstore.com for all your bearwear needs. Wind blowing out of the south at about 8 miles an hour, south-southwest. And so the Skyhawks won the toss, elected to receive, and Missouri State will make them move into the breeze in this first quarter. Away we go in Springfield. And it will come out to the 25-yard line for the Skyhawks. They'll be led out by quarterback Jace Bauer, who is 54 of 78 through the air this year. 516 yards, 2 touchdowns, just 1 pick.
Transfer in from Sam Houston. See how his season unfolds in game 4.
And for UT Martin, this is their 3rd FBS opponent. They've already dropped games to Oklahoma State and UTEP, in addition to Missouri Valley Football Conference member Southern Illinois. Up the middle on first down and out to the 30-yard line it goes to John Gentry, who himself is a Sam Houston State transfer. And so Jace Bauer, 69% completions with his 516 yards through the air.
Really looking to get their offense on track. That first week against Oklahoma State didn't see much, and they've struggled the last 2 weeks, so offensive opportunities will be key.
Out to the left, and a dive ahead after the catch by Scotty Alexander on the reception, making his 5th catch of the season. So 3rd and 2.
May get a little darker here quicker than we thought. Lights might have to come on faster than they anticipated. It's a little gray out there.
Well,
right
we
now.
hope that weather's going to hold off.
Yeah, we do.
3rd and 2. And back to Gentry. And he is stuffed. Missouri State comes up big for no gain on 3rd and 2.
Kanye Young.
Skyhawks will have to punt.
Yeah, 44. Kanye Young comes blasting through right here, and he makes a shoulder hit right there. And they've called it an injury timeout, but I don't see who it is that's shaken up. Is it Gentry? Might be. Yeah, it looks like Gentry is the one they're working on right there. And hopefully that's nothing serious for him. But he took a pretty good lick on that right shoulder.
We're on the field as the runner's progress was stopped. It's 4th down.
I'll tell you, that doesn't look real good. They're really having to escort him off kind of gingerly there. And again, let's hope it's nothing serious for him.
Well, Gentry actually had a 39-yard touchdown reception against Oklahoma State, and he's carried the ball 41 times, been kind of a workhorse in the backfield for the Skyhawks.
A little bit of a delay here as they're trying to regroup after the. I don't know whether they're coming to take a look at something.
The previous play is under review.
Okay, could be reviewed for targeting.
Well,
perhaps.
when Young came in, he came in and his head was down. I don't know if we'll see it. Probably won't see it again, but he hit him in the shoulder pad. And I really think that might be what Gentry's situation is he got popped in that shoulder pretty good. Watch as you'll see 44. You'll see Young coming right here. And I don't think he got the crown. I think he got a glancing blow off the side of the helmet and then got the shoulder. We'll find out. I'm sure they're going to look at it several times here.
Referee tonight is Reed Brotherton. Replay official is Johnny Price.
You can kind of get a look over his shoulder there and see how they're going back and forth looking at it.
Rest of your crew working this one this evening in Springfield. Missouri State with its first FBS win of the season and only its second ever in the Marshall game 2 weeks ago on the road in West Virginia. 21-20. Lost to a highly touted USC team at the LA Coliseum on August 30th, 73-13. The Bears fell to SMU last week.
Oh, now we're being told there's a possible look at a fumble. So I don't know if I did not see that portion of it come out. I was focused more on the hit. Look and see the contact and watch. Young's helmet will slide off the edge of his helmet right there. And was there a fumble? He doesn't have the ball. Gentry does not have the ball.
He didn't hit the ground with it.
He didn't hit the ground. This could be an amazing turn of events right here. In addition to Gentry getting shaken up on the play, Skyhawks might be turning it over.
Question is, where did the ball end up?
Well, and that angle we saw right there, it would be hard to say, yeah, there was a fumble recovery there. And now, granted, when he fell on his back, he did not have the ball in his hands. But was he, I think that's probably why they're taking so long to look at it here. Could be a key early game opportunity for one team and a misfortune for the other. We'll see. But I know that UT Martin worried right now whether Gentry status. I see him sitting over on the bench by himself and nobody attending him, it doesn't look like. So maybe he's just regrouping and collecting his thoughts.
Skyhawks have had scoring outputs in their 3 games of 7, 17, and 10. So they're obviously looking to crank that up a little bit tonight.
Well, the opener with Oklahoma State, and they lost by 20, and everyone said, wow, you played them really well. Well, in all fairness, Oklahoma State appears to be down quite a bit this year as they lost again last night to Tulsa. But then the Skyhawks took on UTEP on the road and fell by 25, and then last week a 27-point loss to nationally ranked Southern Illinois, which we should point out Salukis are number 14 in the FCS poll. So they have played a gauntlet of teams so far and have had the kind of tough sledding getting their offense on track.
Meanwhile, Missouri State in the second of 3 straight home games, and they haven't had that on their schedule in 7 years. They'll have their Conference USA opener next week against Western Kentucky.
The runner fumbled the ball, and it was recovered into continuing action by the defense at the 32-yard line. Be 1st and 10, Missouri State.
Well, there's your first opportunity of the night for either team. As the Bears make contact, Gentry has trouble holding on to it, and just like that, the Bears get it deep to start.
So huge early break for Missouri State. Kanye Young forced the fumble.
As it was, Don, had it not been the fumble, they were going to probably punt the ball away, but this gives the Bears, they increase 30, 40, 50 yards on the exchange right here just by the fumble versus the punt.
And one of the best ever here in Springfield, Jacob Clark, ready to take his first snap for Missouri State. He looks, delivers, and incomplete, and Dash Luke ended up on his knees there in the direction of that pass.
Couldn't tell if he slipped or if he got bumped on his way.
781 yards for Clark through the air. 5 touchdowns, but 6 interceptions, including 3 against SMU last week.
Well, had a big pick 6 against Southern Cal to open the season, but nothing quite like what he faced last week with, like you say, the 3 turnovers against the Mustangs.
The fake. There is Luke. It's caught inside the 20, and that's a Missouri State first down. Dash Luke making good on this one.
Well, he's the speedster that can get behind the secondary, and you see he breaks free right here on a crossing route. He's all alone, and they get him by the shoulders, but not before he picks up the yardage.
And a touchdown catch against the Mustangs last week. 5 catches for 80 yards for Luke a week ago. First down, out it goes, back to Luke. And he'll be stopped in quick order. Down to about the 16-yard line, looks like a gain of 2. Jacob Clark has really owned UT Martin in his Missouri State career. Got 50 completions now, over 700 yards with 6 touchdowns and no picks.
Probably figure he had this one circled on the calendar.
Second and 8. Clark got some time. Open man. Caught at the 10. And down to around the 7-yard line for Tristan Gardner. And Gardner with his 8th catch of the year, over 100 receiving yards and 1 touchdown reception.
You see it right here. Lots of time for Clark. And Gardner gets loose down at the 10. And everything through the air so far for the Bears.
So first and goal at the 7. Clark got some space, and he takes it the rest of the way for Missouri State. Touchdown Bears, Jacob Clark.
And that was almost too easy. The receivers pulled everybody out of that zone, and when they did, Clark had an easy route around the right edge. You'll see right here, the flow is going that way. He goes the other way, and there's nobody around him.
And for Clark, his first touchdown run of the season, Missouri State's first rushing touchdown. Yusuf Obeid sends it through. And so just a little over 3 minutes in, Missouri State on the board. We'll step away just a moment on Conference USA on ESPN. The legendary voice of the Missouri State Bears, Art Haynes, retiring at the end of last week's game against his alma mater, SMU. 45 years behind the microphone for Missouri State athletics.
And I think I heard them say 437 football games during that career. So our good friend and the legend, Art Haynes, being saluted and honored again tonight.
Well, a quick start for Missouri State.
It's kind of how their season has gone so far.
Obeid will send it away and out to the 25. And here comes the rain.
It is raining. It's not 10 o'clock, Don. I'm taking your meteorologist degree away from you.
Yeah, you might as well.
Wow, it is really coming. There may be one cloud that's doing this, but boy, look at the fans. They are pouring out of the seats.
Scrambling.
Yeah, like I mentioned, the Bears have scored first in every game so far this season, and they repeat the effort here tonight. Umbrellas are popping up.
They scored a field goal on USC to score first. They had a 10-0 lead over SMU after a quarter before the Mustangs came back to win. So from the 25, off to the right on a first down carry. And this is Armani Goodwin, who is in maybe for Gentry now.
Yeah, I still was looking for Gentry sitting over there, and I did not see him the last time I peeked across the field. Dante, what's going to be interesting, this is a brand new surface here at Plaster Stadium, and no one's ever played on it, I don't think, when it's wet. So we'll see how this new turf and footing goes in wet conditions.
There's a little bit of slipping on it last week, and Coach Jason Simpson noticed that on the game film. On second down, not much at all. To the 28 at best. It'll be 3rd and long. So Armani Goodwin in the backfield, coming in with just 3 carries for 3 yards on the season. So he may be pressed into more action today.
Well,
it's 3rd down.
Well, let's see what the rain does to the potential passing game here.
It opened up really quick. 3rd and 7. Open man out to the right, and that is dropped, incomplete. Pass was a little bit off target, intended for Drake Martinez. The Skyhawks bring out the punting unit again.
Yeah, he's got some decent time here. He has to flush out a little bit, and you kind of wonder there, Martinez, was it just wet enough that he couldn't get his fingers around it? Because he was open enough to catch it. And boy, she's really coming down now, Don. I mean, really coming down. See how the receiving end of the punt handles water under these conditions.
This is Van Winkle in to punt for UT Martin. Keeps it low. And it will roll down to the 27. Missouri State will take over when we come back. The skies have opened up here in Springfield, Missouri. 7-0 Missouri State.
During the kick, holding receiving team, number 35. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. 1st and 10, Missouri State. Timeout on the field.
The highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on all 2025 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,600 total value on this Silverado LT when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Chevy dealers of the Ozarks.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
want something fun, still professional, something professionally fun.
It's okay to be particular.
Not too medium. More rare than medium, but still medium rare.
Especially when it comes to your insurance.
We need policies that
help cover your house, cars, boat, and provide peace of mind.
Yes.
Exactly.
With Shelter Insurance, our agents help you design a plan that's particular to you. For insurance that fits just right, find a Shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
In last weekend's home opener, there were over 15,000 fans here, the most in the Coach Beard era. So that was really exciting. He says that there's been a whole new buzz around the city of Springfield because they're just so excited for this FBS era. Now, obviously, it's raining pretty badly now, but the fans, they don't care. They're rowdy. They're excited for this new period of football at Missouri State.
Sierra brought her rain jacket, thank goodness, as it is coming down, and we are now in a delay here in Springfield because of lightning in the area.
Yeah, it just really kind of crept up. We kept looking at radar, didn't see anything rolling in, and all of a sudden this thing just popped up, as they tend to do. But as you can see, it's not coming down. It's really coming down. And like you say, the minute they see that first sign of lightning, caution and safety become the priority, and they've sent the teams to the locker room.
Well, the early returns are Missouri State with the 32 offensive yards upon recovering that fumble and taking it in for a touchdown. And UT Martin 10 yards of offense so far.
Well, and we should throw this note out, this little nugget. It'll be some time before we implement it, but there was a penalty on that kickoff, or that punt, to Missouri State. Missouri State was guilty of a hold on the return, so they'll mark that off against them. But it'll be some time before we see the next snap of the ball because of the lightning in the air. I think probably, I almost think this gives UT Martin just a little bit of time. You know, Gentry went out. He was injured there, shaken up on the fumble. We didn't see him come back and play that last series. So this gives them some locker room time maybe to evaluate him. Also probably gives them time to reassess how they got started in the ballgame. Of course, Missouri State wanted to stay out. They wanted to go right back at it and see what happens. So this delay, this will cool them off. It'll take some time to warm them up again and do whatever, but you face this. And I noticed around the country today, there were delays all over the country today in college football games. So we're just joining the status quo.
So it's a 30-minute mandatory delay once you take them off the field. So we are down until a little before the 7 o'clock hour Central Time, and that's if nothing else happens.
And again, every time they see lightning, you start the clock again, and you go 30 minutes from there. So we hopefully will have only seen it once. I've looked on radar during the break. There was a little bit to the west of the Springfield metropolitan area, but you know, we don't know how far out that is and whether it will creep in on us or not. But again, we didn't expect to see this till what we thought 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at the earliest we would see it. But once again, we didn't know.
Well, we will step away from here in Springfield for the time being then, and as the time becomes available and this game gets restarted, we will rejoin you from Plaster Stadium, downtown Springfield, Missouri, in the heart of the Missouri State University campus. Bears got an early touchdown to lead UT Martin 7-0. Stay with us. We'll be back when we are able in Springfield, Missouri. in Springfield, Missouri. We welcome you back. We played 4 minutes and 39 seconds of this game, beginning just after the 6 p.m. hour. And then we're forced into a delay because of lightning. It's going to amount to around 40 minutes or so. Missouri State with a 7-0 lead. I'm Don West, back with Tom Mast and Sierra Clark. And Missouri State was able to capitalize on an early Skyhawk turnover for a touchdown. And the very wet Missouri State Pride Band back to its posts, and we're almost ready for football.
Here's how we got here, right?
Early on, this fumble, and John Gentry injured on the play as well, and Missouri State comes up with a recovery after a long review, and the Bears take over and take it 32 yards from there, working their way in. And for Jacob Clark, 3 completions to give him exactly 400 in his career now, and he finishes the drive with just his 2nd rushing touchdown of his career. Had one last year against Indiana State.
Yeah, they cleared the lane for him, and all he had to do was outrun a corner man right there and easily came in. And so just like that, the fumble before all of this happened.
And it opened up for a while.
And we don't have it, it's not confirmed, but in talking to the UT Martin folks, they think it's likely that Gentry might not be back in tonight. They said he went to the sideline with, I don't know what kind of an injury. Like I said, we saw a little helmet contact there, probably in the concussion protocol, but they said it is highly unlikely that we'll see him again tonight.
Hopefully the fans that want to sit have had their seats dried off.
Well, you know, we had a really nice crowd. There was, I would say, we were probably 10,000 plus. And as the rain came, and everyone got, I don't want to say they got damp, they got saturated. And a lot of them, you could look to the west of the parking areas, and I'm sure a lot of them headed to cars and said they'll go home and watch us.
Well, so a lot came back, but it's thinner than it was.
Well, you couldn't read Missouri State or Mo State when the game started, and now you can see it.
So this game about 2.5 minutes away from getting restarted. And remember, what happened was we're playing off of a UT Martin punt. There was a holding penalty that moved them, Missouri State, back. And so the ball will start around the 17-yard line for the Bears. Jason Simpson on the bench, one of the tops in the OVC Big South Football Association, as he is 3rd all-time in OVC history in wins, behind Roy Kidd and Boots Donnelly. 124 victories in his 20th season.
Well, we had a real nice visit with him via Zoom this week, and very complimentary of the Missouri State program, very proud of his program, and also his relationship with Ryan Beard, the Missouri State coach. They go back a ways. They've known each other back in Ryan's. They see Ryan there back in their days when he was at Western Kentucky, so they've crossed paths quite a bit.
Ryan, a Western Kentucky alum, he'll take on the Hilltoppers here next week in Missouri State's first ever Conference USA home game.
You ask yourself here, we sent him to the locker room because of the lightning delay, and I kind of talked about it as play was being suspended there. Who does it favor? Does it favor the team that was kind of stumbling, and UT Martin was having some difficulty getting on track? They lost a key player probably to injury. Missouri State seemed like they really, if they could have kept playing, they got that ball back. They wanted to put it in action. So did they cool off? Did Tennessee Martin, did they come back and put things back together? We'll see who the delay favors maybe here in the first couple of series.
And Missouri State will start this upcoming drive with a long field. But we are just about ready to resume.
And I believe it looks like they'll put the ball in play at the 18-yard line after the mark-off. And I think what this, this is counting the last few seconds of the 30 minutes that you're mandatory, that you're supposed to be off the field.
The holding penalty off of the punt sent Missouri State back to where they will begin at the 17, and we are ready to resume.
Well, that initial scoring drive, which was a short one of just over 30 yards, Clark was kind of picking them apart, throwing the ball, and like you showed there, Don, he did the rest of it with his legs the last 8 yards or so. So we'll see if they come back don't think the weather is going to have any, the dampness probably not going to have any effect really on playing now, and see if Clark continues to go to the air.
Back to football tonight in Springfield.
Usually like for your first quarter to take about 45 minutes to play. Well, the first quarter tonight's going to take a little more than 45 minutes.
Haven't been given the official restart yet.
And now we get it. The red cap on the field goes thumbs up.
Here we go. Missouri State from its own 17. And a fake and a look for Clark. Deep downfield, and he's had his man, and it's incomplete. Looking for Ronell Johnson.
Well, Johnson was behind his man. Ball was laid right down in the basket there. And just at the last second, he either saw something or just lost his focus. Nope, good reach right there. Good defensive play right there to bust it up. Could not get the number. We'll look at it again, but the corner stayed with him. I think, I believe that was McGoy that made the deflection there.
Up the middle, and Shamari Lawrence gets his first look.
Yeah, that was McGoy.
Lawrence from both University of South Dakota and FIU on his way to here in Springfield, as he emerged as the top running threat for Ryan Beard.
Third and about 5. Clark probably going to find the airways again here.
Quick look across the middle to Luke, and he gets belted as he crosses the 30-yard line, but hangs on for a first down.
I have no idea how he held on to that ball, because that was a solid hit at the point of catch. Watch right here as he comes from the right side of your screen. If we get her going here, but yeah, he took a tremendous hit. Pat, we won't see it maybe later, but yeah, he somehow held on to the ball, but picked up the necessary yardage across the 30.
Out to the 31 as Missouri State sustains the drive. 1st and 10. Looking down the middle, he goes off to his right to a wide open receiver. That's James Blackstrain into UT Martin territory.
Completely unguarded on the other side of the field. Blackstrain was open by 10 to 15 yards. Clark knew it. He looked him off left, came back right. Blackstrain, as you'll see, there's no one around him. And if he could shake that corner right there, he might have added another 20 to 30 yards.
Last week he had 2 catches for 40 yards against SMU. They went for 21 and 19. This one gets Missouri State to the Skyhawk 46. That one was good for 23. Now Clark back to the air. Here comes the rush, and down he goes. The Skyhawks get to him.
Well, for the first time, the protection broke down. Clark looked off twice there. Comes up a little slow, but he looked him off twice and was waiting, obviously trying to see if his man could shake the secondary, and by then, really good rush by the Skyhawks.
You mentioned JaMychal McGoy a little bit ago covering there, and he's one of the best in the business in the defensive secondary.
Certainly is.
At the UT Martin 49. 2nd and 13 after the sack. And Clark down the field to the 40, but that's broken up.
And look who it was again. McGoy once again. Strong defense right there. Comes in, makes the hit from behind, breaks up the play at the time he's ready to catch it.
And he's climbing the list of the Skyhawks career pass breakup chart. He's in 2nd place all time, coming into tonight with 32, needing just 5 to move into 1st place in career pass breakups.
He shows you why right there. He's done it a couple of times already on this drive.
So 3rd and 13. Missouri State looking to convert on third down, and they will inside the 35 with a catch by Jamarie Robinson, and that ends a long stretch of Missouri State failing to convert on third down.
Well, again, really good protection. Clark waits, and boy, does he thread that in a tight hole right there. And he does a great job of holding on, does Robinson, and he moves the chains.
As Sierra told us last week, Missouri State 0 for 12 on third down against SMU. So from the Skyhawk 34, a look, and he's taken down again, sacked for the second time on this drive. And that was Tomac Bright Banda on the tackle.
Watch right here. Clark probably waits a little too long, and by that time it collapses around him, and they get him for the second sack of this drive. Getting hit, though, is something that Clark has spent the early part of this season getting used to. Southern Cal, Marshall, and last week SMU, they've put more than one shoulder on him and more than one defender at a time.
Two receivers out each way, and Clark looks to Luke, and his helmet gets ripped off, and now a flag comes in.
Well, and the official came in and called timeout or stop play because his knee went down, I believe, at the 33-yard line. But the helmet did come off and the flag came flying in. That would probably tell you what that indicates.
After the play was over, personal foul, face mask, defense number 11.
See right,
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
See right there.
I had a hold of it.
Yeah, the knee went down, but the penalty will move it even further.
All the way down to the 18 for Missouri State.
That's another Missouri State Bears.
Bears into the red zone again with a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. And hold on, there's another flag.
I think that would have to be a procedure call unless somebody jumped on the defensive line.
False start. Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty. First down.
54 is Matthew Green on the offensive line. Missouri State missing one of its linemen from last week. Christian Loiza suffered an ankle fracture and is likely out for an extended time.
Yeah, he went out early in that game against Southern Methodist, and like you said, Don, probably highly unlikely to see him the rest of the season.
1st and 15 for the Bears back at the 23. And some room for Clark. Around one man, down inside the 15. Down it looks like the 13. And let's keep them separated.
Yeah, all Clark had to do was read the hole that was available to him. Watch right here. It opens right there. He steps through it. If he shakes this guy, he might have gotten inside the 10, but not quite yardage for first down.
And McGoy slipped, as you saw there. Not only wet turf, but new turf.
New turf, yeah.
On 2nd and 5, a big open space to the left for Shamari Lawrence, and he'll take it down inside the 5 for a 1st and goal.
Just a gaping hole off tackle left right there. All he had to do was hit it quick, which he did. Watch right here. Hole opens up. He's through it. Bursts through at the 10. They ankle grab him about the 6, and he's inside with 1st and goal, as you said.
At the 4. Lawrence driven back, might have got one, maybe. No, maybe not. Lawrence has been around 50 yards a game on the ground for the Bears through their first 3. Coming in at 143 on 42 carries.
This will be the 18th play of the period for the Bears. Only 6 snaps for the Skyhawks so far in a quarter that's nearing an end.
Oh, big rush on. Clark ducks under it. Now he's got space, and he takes it in for his second score.
They momentarily had him in trouble. Watch right here. It looks like he's in trouble. And guess who? McGoy came in and just couldn't wrap him up. And then Clark, don't know if he needed to dive, but maybe for effect. Watch again here. Just misses him on the corner blitz right there.
Obeid still perfect on his PATs for the year, 6 of 6. And this one is good. 14-0, Missouri State. Late first quarter in Springfield. Stay with us. Nothing Missouri State. Don West back with Tom Mast and Sierra Clark in Springfield. Jacob Clark adding a second touchdown plunge this time into the end zone from 4 yards out. Missouri State with 2 on the board.
Well, we've been playing for about an hour and 10 minutes. I say playing. We've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. But very, very little of that time has been on the field. But the time they have been on the field, it has been dominated by the Bears so far.
And down to 3:27 to go here in the first. This will come out to the 25 for the Skyhawks. You know, just thinking of some of those previous meetings between these two in the recent part of the series, 2021 was an FCS playoff game here, and UT Martin won 32-31. It's the 11th all-time meeting. Bears leading 8-2, but that was one of the Skyhawk wins, and some of the rest of the series history there. Here's a reverse, and it'll come around to the right with some open field, and Bryce Bailey run out of bounds.
Well, Franklin took the initial handoff, and Franklin's now in, looks like in reserve for Gentry. And Franklin shot to his left and got that reverse coming around and made really good work out of it right here. Executed well by the Skyhawks.
They were right to the line from the 41. And Chris Franklin in that running back spot now. He'll get the call to the 45. So Franklin getting some work as well. Came in with 11 carries for 18 yards. And without John Gentry, it's going to be a different type of running attack.
Well, you're right, because Gentry, with 125 yards on the ground through the early part of the season, by far and away was the guy that was carrying the mail most of the time.
Back to the ground. This carry for Thomas Ansley. He had carried 13 times for 42 on the season.
Yeah, you're going to have to adjust your running back and probably do it by committee here for a while until someone established themselves, as Gentry, like we say, had been carrying the bulk of the load.
3rd and 4.
Timeout.
Timeout taken by UTM.
Coach Simpson did not like something the way it was setting him. And I think he also probably felt like, Don, this is a 3rd down right here at midfield. If we don't get it here, we're going to have to give it back to him. And we've not been able to slow him down so far. So this might be one of those where, hey, guys, if we don't get the 3rd down here, if we get close on 4th, we may have to gamble here early.
So the last 2 meetings between these two have both been in Martin. The last 2 years in September, with split results. Skyhawks won 38-31 2 years ago. Missouri State took it 31-24 last year. First meeting was back in 1996 in Martin.
They've got triple receivers to the far side now. The Bears have only got 2 defenders on them right now. And all they need to do is basically cross the 50.
To the air. Oh, and it's intercepted at midfield. Missouri State with a pick. And back inside the 25-yard line.
Is that, I can't tell, is that O'Neal? Nope.
17 is Devon Townley.
Townley, yeah. Townley was almost more the intended receiver. Watch right this. I mean, he doesn't read this very well. There's the step up, and he gets the pick, and the second turnover puts the Bears back in business, and Townley with a little hurdle work as well. So the makings of a really good drive for the Skyhawks kind of comes apart right there on a critical 3rd down play. But we look like we're coming back. Something's happened.
Okay.
And I have not heard a call. Was he down?
After the interception, so Missouri State's going to keep the ball. Back at the 41, though, for Devon Townley, his first career interception. He came to Missouri State from Penn State after 2 years, played 10 games for the Nittany Lions.
Well, we're now being told that apparently an unsportsmanlike call against the Bears after the interception. Never heard it from the Whitecap, but they do mark him back to the 41-yard line.
The Skyhawk 41. Clark finds space deep downfield and incomplete.
And he probably will look at the film tomorrow and realize he probably could have run for another 15 to 20, because that side, that zone on the far side was completely empty.
He was looking for Ramon Green, a homegrown player from just south of Springfield in Nixa, Missouri, which is the team of the #1 high school recruit in the nation this year, Jackson Cantwell, who is a lineman now committed to University of Miami. To the air,
ooh,
and that is nearly picked.
That had 6 written all over it.
Would have been 6 the other way for Tamak Bright Banda.
Bright Banda, I mean, it was in his hands. Watch this. Again, just as we saw on the other side, I don't think Clark read this that well. Yeah, he stepped up, had his man in the flat, but Bright Banda was ready to go for 6.
3rd and 10, still at the 41.
Five on the play clock.
And right down to it.
And he didn't make it.
Called timeout, though.
Or he called time. Yeah, okay.
Ryan got the timeout.
I was trying to watch the play and look at the clock at the same time. Wasn't working out very well.
So Missouri State's first called timeout here in the first half. Skyhawks have used one as well. Missouri State looking at 3rd and long, really, for first time.
Well, and you're up 2 scores here. If you get a good percentage of the yardage here and don't get the first down, you're probably in a position where you can afford to gamble on a 4th down play. Now, if you throw incomplete and you're sitting at the 40 and don't make it, you know, then you might have to consider punting the ball away.
UT Martin in a nice run of conference championships in the Ohio Valley Conference, and then now the Big South OVC Football Association. Missouri State with 5 national TV appearances this year. Already been a couple of them, the USC game and here last week on CBS Sports Network.
Which actually converted over to CBS Sports nationally because of a weather delay in the Purdue game. So SMU, Missouri State last week went coast to coast.
And a few years ago, not many people would have believed that would happen. 3rd and 10 at the 41. Clark going deep into single coverage, and that is caught.
Well, the pass was great. The reception was even better. Tell you what, just an all-out sprint right there. Was that Cope? I could not tell if that was Cope or not. His jersey kind of got rumpled up on us a little bit here. No.
Yeah, 15, Tristan Gardner.
It was Gardner. I couldn't tell if it was 11 or 5 or 15. Yeah. And a great lead by Clark, and even better concentration by Gardner.
35 yards, and he had a 32-yarder against SMU that was the longest of the season for the Bears until there. And in the end zone, this is caught for a touchdown. Missouri State adds another.
Blackstream. They may have to take a look at this. It was low. Did he scoop it off the turf? I don't know if they're going to talk about it or not. But I see the white cap coming over, and I got a feeling he's just checking to make sure.
Just out of our picture there. From up high, we'll get a better look.
Yeah, I think
it's right in there.
Yep.
And with still 27 seconds left in the first quarter, Missouri State brings Obeid out for another PAT attempt.
They are. Yep, now they've confirmed, they tell us that it was a good catch.
And for Obeid, looking to stay perfect for the game and the season on the PATs, and it is good. (21-0) Missouri State still in the first. Had to make sure.
Well, just totally dominating right down by Missouri State. 146 yards of total offense to 32 for the Skyhawks, and they just have not been able to get it there. They had the makings of a drive last time that was cut short by the interception, and just like that, Clark and company came down and made them pay for the turnover as they did on the fumble earlier.
Jacob Clark, 117 yards here in the first quarter, 9 of 14 with the 1 touchdown.
Well, I don't know that the wind has been a help or whatever. I mean, it's just a pretty good breeze blowing down there, and it's been aiding the Bears in the first quarter. How would it have been different if they were throwing the opposite direction? We'll find out. For right now, they've taken advantage of it.
Out to the 25. 27 seconds left for the Skyhawks here in this first quarter.
Well, Bauer and company are going to come out and see if they can put together the same kind of a drive they had going before the inadvertent toss, but they need to get back in it rather quickly here, because Missouri State has really shown that other than a couple of times that they've gotten to Clark and sacked him, they have not really been slowed up, and the routes the receivers are running for them are pretty much wide open.
Coming around, and a throw, and it's caught, and that's Faison Wilson with the catch. A little razzle-dazzle there from the Skyhawks.
Well, you saw around the minute he got the ball on the flip, watch right here as he comes jet sweep, and he starts loading up that right hand. He knows he wants to throw. It's just a matter of whether his receiver gets open, and he does.
Bryce Bailey with his third pass attempt. He's now 2 out of 3 for the year, but did have an interception and a touchdown. Feast or famine. At the end of one, 21-0 Missouri State on Conference USA on ESPN. Nothing Missouri State down to Sierra Clark.
Yeah, despite UT Martin being down by 21, UT Martin quarterback Jace Bauer is all about business. He comes from a very athletic family. His dad was a longtime scout with the New York Jets, and his father, Jeff, also played football at Iowa State. His brother played football at Western Michigan, and his sister was a rower at Iowa.
Very nice. They were showing off the new lights here at Missouri State during that break. From the 40, the catch is made by Bryce Bailey. Ball out. Missouri State has it.
The question is, was he down? I don't see any indication that they throw the bag down there.
Jalen Brooks comes up with the ball.
It was a nice, really nice slant route right here. Look at this. Just perfectly run. He's down, and yeah, I mean, he's not down before the ball comes loose, and that's the third turnover against the Skyhawks. And not even meriting a review, apparently.
Missouri State right back on offense. You know, this defensive unit is starting to feel it for the Skyhawks.
Well, you know, you only had a handful of plays so far.
Missouri State had a 2-1 margin in plays run and time of possession through the first quarter.
You're right, Don. It'll start to wear that defensive unit down.
Clark deep down to Luke. He's got it inside the Skyhawk 40 for a first down.
Pickup of almost 25 on that play. And again, Luke just wide open. But a flag could be bringing it back. Nope, it's going the other way. Hands to the face against UT Martin.
So more to the end of this then. All the way down to the 23.
I'll tell you what really impressed me is how long Clark, and we've seen this in games with him, but how long he stands in that pocket and is willing to just wait till the last possible second for the release.
Well, he's had great protection.
He really has. A couple of breakdowns have resulted in sacks, but for the most part, his pocket has held form, and he's been able to wait out the receivers and the routes they're running.
To the ground, and Lawrence gets a yard or two maybe.
Well, 141 yards through the air right now from Missouri State, 29 yards on the ground. So without question, the arm of Jacob Clark is the big difference in this one so far.
Clark's next pass attempt will be the 600th of his career.
Probably a good bet that it might be coming on this play.
To the air. Steps. Now will run it.
Ooh! Inside
the 20.
Boy, watch that. Saw his head kind of snap to the side, but he did not slide. He went in head first.
Bando is covering here.
You see right here, and watch as it comes in right there, kind of the shoulder into the helmet.
The gain of 6. At the 17 and back to the red zone. Across the middle to Luke inside the 10 for a first and goal. Another catch for Dash Luke. He keeps adding.
Well, the secondary, it would appear that they're just playing a little softer than they need to, and they may have to tighten this up because the cuts and the breaks off the line that these receivers are getting from Missouri State are just too wide open, and I'm afraid they're just playing a little too soft on them. And you're going to have to come up and maybe meet them a little closer to the line.
6 catches, 62 yards for Dash Luke. On the ground and back to Lawrence. Not much.
Not much on that one.
Second and goal.
Go back to what you said a while ago, Don. With this defensive unit, you got to be gassed, and you haven't even played 2 full quarters yet.
8 yards away for the Bears. Across and incomplete.
Intended for Blackstrain there.
Bring it back for 3rd and goal now. Missouri State in this game, they've made up for it, Tom. 4 of 4 on 3rd down so far.
So Sierra's point that she made earlier, they must have been listening in when she said, oh, you guys went 0 for 12 last week on 3rd down, because they have corrected that problem.
So here's one now, 8 yards away. Clark right to the 1.
Helmet comes off of somebody.
Johnson there, Ronell Johnson on the catch.
And that was right band to number 7. Or no, excuse me, it wasn't him. It was not 7. It was actually Josh Hastings. And Hastings was coming off the field without the helmet. Look at a little loopy right there. Well, you're up 21-0. And you got 4th and about, oh man, he's not looking good. I hope it's okay for him. Oh no, oh yes. I think I see something.
Hastings.
There may be a little bit of blood running down out of that left cheek there.
Hold on. Timeout Skyhawks. So that's the other number 1. John Gentry already injured early in the game, and now Josh Hastings feeling it. 21-0 Bears as they look to go for it on 4th and goal when we come back.
Ball team is fighting, and they're fighting hard, and whenever a player makes a big play, they wear this belt. They only started this tradition a few years ago, but several different players on offense, defense from the Bears have had the opportunity to wear it, guys. As you can see, they're killing it right now.
Yeah, fun little thing the Bears put on there.
Fits you well, Sierra, by the way. Looks really good.
Here is 3rd down from the 28 for the Skyhawks, 3rd and 7. Cutting in, nice catch and run, and that's good for a 1st down for Scotty Alexander.
See what he made a difficult catch. Watch right here, reaches out, reaches for it, makes a good catch, and then turns it upfield and shakes the first potential tackler and turns it into 1st down yardage.
From the 36. Bowers pass. There's Alexander again into Missouri State territory, and that connection has worked on 2 straight plays.
He's found a new good friend out there.
Alexander had 4 catches for 43 yards at the start of the night.
Hurry up mode now for the Skyhawks as they're going to avoid huddling up.
Out to the right, and the catch made by Jaron Bowling, tight end. Third catch of the year for Jaron Bowling.
I feel like Bauer probably thinks he's into a little bit better rhythm than he had been in the first few series, but because he's coming out throwing a little more confidence right now, confident that his receivers are going to find a way to get open for him.
From the Bears 46. Oh boy. Bauer bottled up there.
Yeah. Townley was not going to. Townley, along with a little help that time from Tony.
Tony.
They were not going to let him get too far.
So 3rd and long.
And I know we're at midfield, but I would think this is 4-down territory for UT right here. They feel like they've got to keep the ball in their hands.
Bauer goes and nearly intercepted. Incomplete into the Missouri State bench. And the coverage from Devin Rutherford.
He thought he had it. He ran the route almost as well as the receiver did.
Skyhawks will bring out the punting unit again. Jaron Van Winkle punted for 45 his first time.
Well, I said I thought they would be in 4-down territory. If they had picked up a little bit more yardage, it might have been an easier call to make, but probably with 4th and 9, you're going to have to give the ball away.
And into the end zone, out to the 20. Punt of 47, but a net of 27. Missouri State will take over from there. You know, we had the delay a little bit ago in the first quarter. Reminded me of a couple of games of the past for Missouri State that featured weather problems. Way back in 2001, a game against Midwestern State, I remember, finished well after midnight because of weather. But maybe the most interesting one came in 2010, season opener on a Thursday night against Eastern Kentucky, and it was
so bad
there was a tornado warning, and they never did get to play. They played the next day on a Friday on a school day at noon and got it in.
They got the game in. Remember it well.
Whatever it takes. Here goes Clark, deep downfield, and caught in Skyhawk territory by Ronell Johnson.
Johnson again got past the secondary, and all Clark had to do was give him a good lead, which he did. Look at this right here. He lets him run under it. And I mean, that's just that you work on that 4 days a week in practice, and they execute well on that one.
Third catch tonight for Ronell Johnson, that one for 35.
Clark's on the cusp of a 200-yard passing half right now.
Give to Lawrence. Spins for a couple down to the 43.
Clark, 14 of 20 for 193 yards right now. His rating is 184-1. I mean, he is clicking right now, throwing that ball. Tip your cap to those 5 guys in front of him that are holding the defensive wall off.
And hold on, there's a flag. That'll be 5 on Missouri State. Yeah, Jacob Clark on the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award watch list. And he's already won a Manning Award National Quarterback of the Week after the Marshall game, where he threw for 359 yards and 3 touchdowns, going 21 for 31, and the Bears had to come from behind to win that one in West Virginia.
Well, this is he's had one of the longer college careers.
3 years at Minnesota, but he only played in 1 game in the entire run.
And he's been here for another 3 and has made the most of it. That one blew up fast.
Yeah, couldn't get the corner turned that time. Lawrence is going to drop a yard or 2 back to the 50 or thereabouts.
Good pursuit that time. Coming in to make the play was Keyshawn Johnson. Watch right here, as this one just never gets going, and Johnson just stood him straight up and took him down. Trying to do a little strip action if he could right there, but he held on to it. Almost 15, 3rd and 15.
Clark with all night to throw. Now a gap, and he'll run for it to the 40, and there's a penalty flag down back near the line of scrimmage.
Probably be a hold, would have to think.
Well, he didn't make the first down.
I would think they're going to make him go. They're going to make him play it again, because he got them within potential 4th down play right here. Hold in here somewhere. Might have been on the outer edge there. Might have gone against Aaron Cade, I'm not sure. Number 474 there. They'll take it back, and it'll be a really long third down now.
3rd and 24. This will test your third down conversion prowess. Pass goes to Ramon Green, going to run for it, but well short. Missouri State will have to bring out the punting unit.
Well, he had blockers out in front of him, but you'll see, watch this, as they flip it out to him here and look to the left of him. He's got blockers right there, but just by the time he cuts back in, the defense closes the slight seam that there was. The Bears will have to give it up.
Missouri State has used 2 different punters this year. Anthony Frederic and Stuart McDonald. This is McDonald. And this carries to the 9 and going in reverse back to the 5. And the spot will be somewhere in between there.
Well, I'll tell you what made that happen. The first man down, usually you're not going to be able to make the tackle, but he disrupts with a little hand touch right there. See that? Makes the receiver have to adjust his footing, and by then the second level of defenders come down. So credit to the gunner that gets down and gets the hand on him and gets it started.
Punt covers 47 yards. That's just a little over McDonald's average of 44.8. And those 2 punters replacing one of the all-time greats at Missouri State, Grant Burkett.
Now Burkett left here with all kinds of accolades of the kind of kicking performances he put on. Long way to go.
From the 6. Bauer back into his end zone. Hits Goodwin, and he's able to get just back out across the 5. Maybe a couple of yards to the positive.
Well, I think they was trying to set that screen up and see if he could follow some blockers, but someone on that left side of the wall came through and kind of broke up any possibilities of that happening.
Give him 1 yard.
And he'll have 3 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left.
Quick hit to the right. And out of bounds again is Goodwin.
Yeah, they were stacked 3 over there, and he threw to the back man, hoping that the 2 in front could make a little bit of a window for him to get through. But you see right here, they just, all they do is kind of push the play to the edge there, and there's just no way to get much more than a yard, yard and a half out.
This will be 3rd and a long 6.
Well, you know they don't want to give the ball back.
Open man at the 15, and he slips down. It's caught by Drake Martinez, the tight end.
And he will be about a yard, yard and a half short. If he'd held his footing, I think he'd have been able to turn up and get the first down. But watch right here as he makes the cut. That foot comes out from under him right there.
And a tough decision to have to punt this away if you're the Skyhawks now.
Well, you're giving the ball back with a little over 2.5 minutes. Maybe by the time they kick it, it'll be closer to 2. But yeah, you didn't really want to give it back to Clark. And like I say, if he had maintained his footing there, I think he'd have had the first down yardage.
So Van Winkle. Fair catch made right about the 43. Missouri State will take it with 2:14 to go before halftime.
Well, and what I would call an architect-like quarterback in Clark. 2:14 and 3 timeouts and a 2-minute timeout. He's got more than enough time to march him down the field, and I know that's what UT Martin was afraid of when they had to give the ball back. Was just too much time and too much opportunity for him to kind of pick them apart.
The kids have dried out.
There you go. Hey, they don't care how wet they are. They'll it could still be raining. They'd be having a good time.
That was a 42-yard punt. Now Missouri State. Clark goes to Luke. There's a block for Luke, and it springs him well ahead into Skyhawk territory inside the 40.
They should have had him stopped short of the first down marker, but he found a way to squirm out of it and got really good yardage as we head to the break.
20-yard gain, and now the 2-minute timeout here in Springfield. Missouri State up 28-0.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks, like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on all 2025 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,600 total value on this Silverado LT when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Chevy dealers of the Ozarks.
I want something fun, still professional, something professionally fun.
It's okay to be particular.
Not too medium. More rare than medium, but still medium rare.
Especially when it comes to your insurance.
We need policies that
Help cover your house, cars, boat, and provide peace of mind.
Yes.
Exactly.
With Shelter Insurance, our agents help you design a plan that's particular to you. For insurance that fits just right, find a Shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Missouri State will have the ball at the UT Martin 37-yard line with 2 minutes to go before halftime.
Crowd came back into the lower bowl area after the rain delay.
A lot of fans up high here too. Clark from the 37. Across the middle and dropped.
Yeah, that's one of those that you'd like to have back. He was completely unguarded.
Ronell Johnson with 2 catches for 42 yards, including that 35-yard reception. Clark now 16 of 23 through the air.
By the way, the wind is gone. The flags are laying straight down now, so I don't think the wind or breeze is going to be in effect.
Around to the right to Ramon Green. Well inside the 30.
Moves the sticks.
Oh, I'm sorry, all the way to, yeah. 20.
He did get inside.
Now back to the 27. There we go.
Watch right here. He's going to make a nice little cut right there that got him the extra 3-4 yards there that moved him into first down territory.
Green again to the 25, or very close to it. Counting down at 1:35. Missouri State 1 timeout left. Skyhawks the same.
And with that much time and that many timeout, well, they were down to 1 timeout. You know, they can take their time and slowly move down. And UT Martin's going to do everything they can. And see Clark hopping around, changing plays.
A spin, Clark looks, open man, that's Green. Spin to the 20. Down near the 15 for a first down.
Nothing the fans like more than somebody that ad-libs successfully, and Green did an excellent job of it right there, because he should have been stopped, but his feet and his agility got him extra yardage. Watch right here and here. That's just good offensive work.
Bears are 4 for 4 in the red zone tonight. Here they are again with 40 seconds and counting. Clark to the end zone. Caught. Dash loop.
Well,
there's strike for another.
Well, I've said it several times now, but just playing soft on these receivers is not working out well for the Skyhawks. And when you've got somebody with pinpoint accuracy like Clark is showing you here in the first half of this ball game, I mean, he's finding receivers and dropping them where he needs to drop them.
Obeid now 5 for 5 on his PATs. They actually lined him up from 60 yards last week for a field goal right at the top of the Bears' head at the 50-yard line. Fell a little short on that one, but Ryan Beard told us he wouldn't be afraid to do that again.
Yeah, score's not right on your screen there. It's actually 35-0, but they haven't kicked a field goal yet. But yeah, he's been very effective on everything else that's been going on.
So 25 seconds to go before the half.
Yeah, Jacob Clark has just he's had lots of time to look for what he wants, and the receivers have been running really strong routes for him. But yeah, I mean, that was just another example of a great crossing route. Everything was where they needed to be, and Clark just standing back in the pocket and unloading. And he has 242 yards of passing on 18 of 25.
We'll get that fixed. 35-0 the score here with 25 seconds left before the half. And fair caught at the 6. To the 25 for the Skyhawks, who would rather forget about the last couple of hours here in Springfield.
Well, still looking for a solution. Only 100 yards of offense, 101 to be exact. They just, at times they've moved it a little bit, but then have shot themselves in the foot with a couple of fumbles and an interception. And then just the inability, other than once or twice when they got to Clark and threw him for a yard or two loss, they've just been unable to shut down his passing attack.
Looks like they'll play it straight up here. Swing it out right, and the catch by Chris Franklin.
Only one timeout left. They might utilize it here. We'll see.
Looks like they'll say enough here, or at least bring him to the line, but counting it down.
Don't think it's going to happen.
Not going to get a playoff. And that takes us to halftime here in Springfield. Well, Missouri State Bears endured a lightning delay. They put 21 on the board in the first quarter. Added 2 touchdowns in the second. And the Bears lead at 35-0 over the Skyhawks at halftime, and down to Sierra Clark.
Coach Beard, last weekend you guys couldn't convert any third downs, but this week you are 4 of 6. How's your offense been clicking? How have you guys been able to do that?
Yeah, doing a good job being efficient. You get what you practice, and we did a good job in practice all week, making sure we focused on converting third downs, and we're doing it tonight.
And Jacob looks absolutely in control, passing for over 200 yards, and he is not afraid to use his legs. What's been clicking for him so far?
Yeah, he's a special kid. I've said it over and over and over. He's smart, he's tough, he understands the offense. He's going to continue to move the ball.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
All right, Sierra, halftime here. Missouri State leading 35-0 over UT Martin. College football tonight in Springfield, Missouri. Conference USA on ESPN.
I remember Art calling back way back when, and he said, we need to go to FBS football. And this is just so timely for you to this be your last call, but this be a realization of one of your dreams here. So can't thank you enough for all that you've done for Missouri State. You've touched the hearts of this community. When I first got in the community, I would ask the question, who should I meet? And 100% of the time it was, you need to meet Art Haynes.
Art, good luck on your last call.
Here's the voice of the Bears, Art Haynes.
This is a scene like never before in Southwest Missouri. The Bears play their first FBS home game against a team that was in the college football playoffs last year. The tailgates have been going strong for 3 hours. A record crowd is expected. It's big-time college football come to Springfield.
It is a big-time game, a big-time environment, the likes of which we have never seen in 417 land.
We have SMU coming to the house today, and it's going to be an absolute battle.
It's about us, our focus, our toughness, our resiliency. I hope you've been thinking all night about that first punch you're about to throw. Let's go get it. 4 quarters, 60 minutes, as long as you can go. Let's go.
To its first 2 games, he slings a pass over the middle. It's tipped and caught. It's picked off. Missouri State with an early pick. J.J. O'Neal, the senior safety, gets the Bears' first FBS home game started with a bang.
Fake go down the rail, and it's caught inside the 25-yard line. Beautifully thrown and caught. Missouri State takes a 3-0 lead over SMU. It's the slant caught out across the 35 and running. 50-yard line to get an angle. The ball comes loose, and the Bears recover. Oh my, Brinson with his great speed cutting across the field got the ball jarred loose, and the Bears recover at their own 46-yard line. Bears come up and blow it up.
And it's no good.
Clark takes the snap, locks in, throws the fade for the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown. Dash Luke. First down, that was hard. Takes the snap, he'll fake, he'll throw down the rail, caught, out across the 45. Reagan a tackle into Mustang territory to the 46, Jamarie Robinson. Now he rolls out, now he's hit, he's sacked. He ran out of time. It was a coverage sack, couldn't find anybody downfield. The Bears catch up to him and sling him down back at the 48.
Play by Jalen Davis Robinson.
Throws on the run, wide open, caught inside the 30. Dash Luke wrestled down to the 28-yard line.
You know, I think it's encouraging to sit here disappointed with the loss to SMU. I think that shows exactly where we are as a football team and a football program, and it's very encouraging. But like we talked to the team, had a really fast fever start, did a lot of great things. Second quarter, you know, continued to compete in battle. And to beat elite teams, you have to maintain elite focus, elite composure, and elite resolve throughout the entire 4 quarters. I feel like we went toe-to-toe with one of the better teams in the ACC.
Tonight in Springfield. Who cares if it rained a couple hours ago? Missouri State up 35-0.
But it's dried off.
Well, the Bears got it done on offense in the first half, and let's check some of that first half video with the highlights. Early on, a fumble set up Missouri State's first score.
Took Gentry, their running back for the Skyhawks, took him out of the game as well.
And to finish a 32-yard drive, Jacob Clark with just his second rushing touchdown of his career. He wasn't done yet, though. This one he'll take down to the 12-yard line. And to finish here with the dive for his second touchdown plunge, and that makes it 14-0 still in the first quarter. An interception for the Bears.
Townley got that one and brought it back.
The Bears go deep down to the 5-yard line with a catch by Tristan Gardner. And then the finish in the end zone. James Blackstrain, a hard hit here, jars the ball loose, and a recovery for the Bears. 3 turnovers in the half for the Skyhawks. This one takes it right down to the 1, and that got the worst piece of Josh Hastings there. Pass to Connor Lair makes it 28-0 early in the second.
Yeah, those 3 turnovers, Don, were just so critical, and it bears out in the stats as you see that UT Martin just could not really get much of an offense going, and when they did, the mistakes really cost them.
289 to 108 in total yardage for Missouri State. First half stats brought to you by Big Shots Golf. Proud to be your entertainment destination for a tech-driven golf and elevated food and beverage experience. Play on.
And guess who gets the ball to start the second half? So that could loom even a little more dire for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, they won the opening toss, elected to take the ball, so Missouri State will have it first.
Ryan Beard just exudes so much confidence and belief in his team, his players, and what they're trying to accomplish. Even though it's this first year of FBS football, no challenge has been too big. They've stumbled at times, but have come away with an impressive win and look like they could be on the cusp of a second here tonight.
How about a number 8 national strength of schedule this year for their first FBS season, with SMU and with USC already behind them?
Well, you went to Southern Cal and played, then you went to West Virginia and played, you came home and played SMU, and you hadn't even gotten into this new conference that's been talked about so much. So Missouri State really, if you had told them that they could be 2-2 after these first 4 before the season started, they probably would have been happy. Many were probably expecting they could be happy at 1-3, but if they can come out at 2-2, this is going to probably keep them on the track that they want to be on.
Well, the Bears to receive. Quickly down to Sierra Clark.
I talked to UT Martin coach Simpson, and he said that his team needs to limit the turnovers and clean things up defensively. His message to his team in the locker room was, hey, you guys have family, friends, and former players watching, so win the second half for them. Back to you guys.
And it will be returned from the 10, and a big stick at the 20.
That's called a pasting right there. Bright Banda just pretty much put him down.
That was Luke.
Yeah, Luke was coming up and trying to shake his man, and Big 7 right there said, nope, that's as far as I'm going to let you go.
So right at the 20-yard line.
See if they continue this diet of going over the top. The run game was, well, of course, they didn't utilize it that much, but didn't really have to because Clark was so efficient coming through the air. But at some point, you do want to develop your run game and see if you can execute and pull it off.
Toward Luke, makes the catch. He was down there.
Yeah, he kind of another one of those that he kind of scooped right off the turf.
Well, Luke's going to get some recognition this week as he goes over 100 yards receiving tonight.
Pretty good pickup, and like I say, he scooped it. I think he got his hands just under it enough to keep it from hitting the turf.
9 catches for 110 now for Dash Luke.
And Clark is over 250. Busted play.
Out he rolls, and he'll fire it into the bench.
Something misfired at the point of snap right there, and Clark had trouble with it.
There is one former Missouri State Bear that's now a Skyhawk, and that is Unique Valentine. Not sure we've seen him out there tonight, but he made the move to Martin.
There we go.
Right there.
Was here last year. Don't see him in that scan picture right there.
He is one of the two number 15s along with Scotty Alexander. Valentine, a linebacker.
For some reason, the play clock stopped. Now they've reset it again. And so Clark's got a fresh 25 to work with here.
From the 31. Oh, there's time for Clark. Got a man across the middle at the 42 and out near midfield for the catch. It's Blackstring.
Luke was out ahead. You see Luke coming off there to the right. He slipped out in front of the play here. I don't know how he lost his footing. I think he was supposed to be a blocker downfield, but you'll see him sitting down right there. Whether he lost his footing or what happened, but then he asked to come out and be subbed out, but they moved the chains on a first down throw.
So at their own 49, the fake to Lawrence. Clark dives to the other 49. And may have had a knee down right on the 50. Yep.
I'm going to give him about a yard.
Right in the Bears' mouth there.
He has carried 7 times tonight. Lawrence has carried 7 times tonight. So Jacob Clark uncharacteristically doing his impression of an NFL threat. Dual threat.
Oh, now Bear on the loose, and it's going to go all the way.
That's Lawrence.
The touchdown for Shamari Lawrence.
Going to give him 50 even yards on that one. He was temporarily held up at the line, and then either someone let go of him or he shook him off. Watch right here. Right. Well, as a matter of fact, he wasn't. I thought he had gotten held up a little more than he was. And he made a cut, used the seam, and broke it away.
For Lawrence, his first rushing touchdown of the year. He had one when he was at South Dakota. So, yeah, long route to Springfield, Missouri for Shamari Lawrence.
Well,
through FIU and South Dakota.
The truck said he got here through the portal, but he ran through that porthole right there and it couldn't get stopped. And just like that, his numbers are up.
42-0 Missouri State, and the Bears now at 369 yards of total offense.
Watch this again. Nice cutback. Yeah, just a fingertip touch right there is the only contact he got out of the defense, and he was off to the races. So the Bears take the opening kickoff to start the second half, and they produce.
He gives Lawrence his high rushing yardage output for the season now at 65 on 8 carries. Extra point kick makes it 42-0 Missouri State here early in the third. This will be returned out to the 22-23 yard line on the Skyhawk return. That's DeZalen Warsham.
Good shoestring tackle that time by the kickoff team, because I think he had plenty of daylight in front of him up the near sideline. Well, once again, Bauer and company will come out trying to find a way to generate a little offense here.
Bauer 10 of 13, but for just 64 yards and 1 pick. He'll go to the air, deep down, and overthrown.
Yeah, it was completely off the field of play right there. uncatchable.
Faison Wilson was the target.
Bauer had pretty good time right here, though. Offensive line gave him that time, but as you can see right there, just no chance of connecting.
Coverage from Thomas Anderson. Give on second down. Across the 25 out to the 28.
Pretty good yardage that time.
Goodwin on the carry. Third down.
Well, they have faced third down a lot tonight and just have not been able to do much with it.
Just 1 of 5 for the Skyhawks. The Bears are 4 of 6 on third down. Here comes the rush.
Ooh.
Down he goes.
Well, he had a block and a hold for just a momentary hold that he could have stepped up, but someone shed the block and came in and made the stop. You see, there's the contact. Couldn't see who that was that came in. Was that Cooper Roy? I think it was.
Right. Kanye Young was celebrating there too.
Yeah, 31 Cooper Roy came in, shed off the block, and forces the fourth down in the punt.
This one is returned from the 38. And oh, a huge hit.
Oh, did the ball come out?
The ball, I guess, did on upfield.
He got whacked pretty good, but I thought he was out of the field of play. This is going to be interesting how this transpired.
This is Luke again.
Watch this. Watch the hit. In the field of play. Oh no, a strip.
A clean strip before
clean strip, yes. We're going to hear from the Whitecap here. No.
Toby Camp delivered that hit.
I thought that the ball came loose on the contact. Did not see the arm come out from the defender earlier. It looks like we may be talking about a hole. Sits all the way back near the 45-yard line across the field. Yeah, hold against the Bears.
Coming way back.
That one was so strange. Really thought the ball got jarred loose. Just didn't happen that way. It doesn't really matter. They're coming back 50 yards the other direction.
Timeout early in the third. All Missouri State tonight in Springfield.
Over the last few years, we've refined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with an available flat interior work surface. Drop down the available tailgate work surface to get it all done, and plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Get F-150 for 0.9% plus $3,250 cash, or lease one for $499 a month and 0 down. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers, driven by value.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
Happy Bears on the bench tonight. Missouri State up 42-0 here in the third quarter.
Just chilling out on the bench.
Dash Luke with career highs in catches with 9 and receiving yardage with 110 tonight. Ramon Green had a 100-yard receiving game at Marshall.
That penalty took him all the way back to the 28-yard line.
And got a new face in there. Cole Forbacher is in at quarterback, and he delivers long and incomplete.
Yeah, we kind of wondered how far they would let Clark go, and Forbacher, who is the number 2 local product from Springfield Glendale here, sophomore.
That was his first miss of the year. He was 4 of 4 coming in for 12 yards.
Yep, he got in the game at Southern Cal and made some completions at the Coliseum.
So perhaps Ryan Beard will protect his franchise player Clark the rest of the night. Out to the 37 with a catch, and then a body slam at the end of that. It went to Tristan Gardner.
You know, talking about the Southern Cal game, that 73 points that the Bears gave up in that opener really got them upside down in the points for and the points against. And a lot of us were wondering, would they ever be able to catch up and offset it? Well, when you outscore somebody 42-0, you cut into that deficit. So they were 44-4 and a 121 against, and now they're 86-121. So, yeah, they're cutting into that deficit just a little bit.
3rd and 1. Forbacher with a give, and that'll move the chains for Missouri State across the 40-yard line. On the ground, and that is 10. King Davis.
King Davis. He's seen a little bit of action so far this season. Well, and the key here, Don, is you're not only giving your backup quarterback some reps, but there's a lot of football left in this game. He will get a lot of reps tonight, and that's something that you're always looking for.
First down at the 41 with Cole Forbacher running the show now. And it's Davis again out across the 45.
Forbacher in his high school career around here was very used to running an offense that didn't run the ball. They threw the ball. So his arm is one of those that a lot of us watched and were impressed with as he came through his school system. His team, they threw the ball 90% of the time.
King Davis is from Miami and a freshman. Rushed for 800 yards last year as a high school senior. There's some movement there.
If indeed Clark is done for the night, he went 20 of 28 for 271 tonight, and probably could have had and would have had a whole lot more if he was still on the field.
It's 5 against Missouri State. Reed Brotherton's microphone seems to have gone out for the night. There's Jacob Clark.
Always talking. Tell you what, Ryan Beard will tell you his football IQ is off the chart, and his toughness is pretty measurable too.
Davis taken down for no gain. Isn't he engaged too?
Yes, he's engaged. Yep. Probably some. I know we're seeing some second level offensive linemen out there as well now. On a 3rd, and now will be 10.
Bears back to the line. If you're wondering about any more possible weather here, it looks like it could happen around 10 o'clock tonight. So an hour or 15 away from maybe. We'll see.
Keep this thing going.
Catch at midfield. Well thrown ball there by Forbacher. And it's Jamarie Robinson.
Robinson made the catch, had to come back and spin around. You're up 42-0. You can punt the ball, and that would appear that's what they're going to do.
His 4th catch of the night. And Clark, terrific again.
Well, he threw 3 of them. What we don't show you there is that he also ran for 2 of them. So he accounted for a lot of points. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it at the bottom. There, it was blocked out on me. Yeah, he ran for 2, threw for 3. That's a pretty good night, and will earn you a seat on the bench and some rest.
Fair caught at the 14-yard line. 6:55 to go in the 3rd. All Bears in Springfield tonight. Stay with us on Conference USA on ESPN. Springfield, Missouri. 42-0 Missouri State on top. It's UT Martin.
That's what they call cruise control. Like I say, you see some second-level linemen in for the Bears now. Justin Curtis, you saw number 70, the left guard. He is now in.
75 is Logan Scribner. Cole Forbacher still running the show, and here's a big run out across midfield. And that goes to Iverson Young.
Big hole, and he took advantage of it right there. Slips through, gets a little block downfield from Robinson, and turns it into extra yardage.
Young came in with 4 yards on 2 carries.
I'd say he doubled that.
Yeah.
Or quadrupled it or something.
To the 47 of the Skyhawks. And this is going to drop some yardage back to midfield. Young again. He gave some of it back.
Well, you know, Forbacher's in running the show at quarterback here, and you want to exercise his arm, see what he can do, but at the same time, you're up 42-0. You know, you're probably not going to throw deep routes. You're trying to take the clock down as quick as you can, because you still got another quarter of football to play after these 4 minutes are gone. But you know, you like I say, you don't completely take your foot off the gas, but at the same time, you're smart about the offensive calls that you make.
So this point where the ball is where Yusuf Obeid tried to kick a field goal the other direction last week, right on top of the Bears' head.
Forbacher, I think the snap hit him in the hands and came popping out. He picked it up and tried to run it forward. Going to lose another yard. See what happened here. Was he looking away as the ball came back? Watch and see here. Nope, it just slipped out. Fortunately for him, it bounced straight up into his hands, but he'll lose another yard or so.
Third and long. Forbacher rolls out into open space, and this ball is dropped.
Yep.
Antonio Robinson
hit another man right in the hands and couldn't hold on to it.
So 4th down, and Bears will punt with Stuart McDonald.
Like I say, there's 3 to go here, but there's 15 more to go in that 4th quarter, so we're a long way from being done with this one.
Fair catch at around the 7. About a 48-yard punt. Well, looking ahead for Missouri State, these are way down the line into the next few seasons, with dates scheduled at Texas A&M. Marshall coming back here for a return visit next year. Bears go to SMU to return that, and then Cincinnati and Auburn in 27.
Well, what you really get is you get A&M replacing Southern Cal, but then Marshall, SMU. So those first 3 in there, very similar to their start this year. But again, they're still at the point in their in their growth process where most of those big games have to be played on the road.
On the ground to Thomas Ansley. Takes us under 3 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, Don, I really go back to Genty getting hurt early in the ball game and not returning from that key running back position for the Skyhawks. You really wonder what kind of an effect that had on their play selection, the kind of mixing and matching of play, runs, passes, whatever. Once he went out, it looked like they lost a little bit of that flexibility in the backfield.
That was on their first drive. Out to the right into the 15 before Bryce Bailey is taken out.
Because a quality back means so much to you, especially on short third down yardage situations. And not to say that the second and third backs coming in, but you know, Genty had been carrying the load most of the season, and so to lose him so early, I think absolutely has to affect your play calling and what you're able to do, and that may have had a long-term effect on their ability to get offense generated tonight.
Third down from the 15. And a diving catch, and that's good for a first down at the 20.
Yeah, he got past the sticks. He had to come back for it, but I think he winds up being about a yard, maybe 2 yards beyond where he needed to be. Nice
Number
diving
20,
catch.
Sean Hardy on the catch. It's his second of the year. And a short hit to the 24. That's complete. Bears stop it in quick order with Floyd Williams. A gain of 4. And off to the left. That is caught for a few more.
Kind of a rolling tackle there. I don't know that he necessarily made the tackle. Did Anderson right there. The tackle I think he made with his hip as he rolled under him.
Drake Martinez on the catch. Now 3rd and 3. Bauer, open space to his right. And he'll head out of bounds at the 33.
Got another
That's
first
enough
down.
to move him, yeah.
Yep, a little bit of drive. That'll wrap up the quarter.
End of 3 in Springfield. 42-0 Missouri State. On to the 4th when we come back. Jamari Lawrence touchdown run in the 3rd period. This is a first down for UT Martin. Swing it out to the left.
Pick up
catch
about
made.
6.
Jaron Bowling brought it in. His second catch of the evening.
A lot of reserves on that defensive line and defensive secondary for Missouri State now.
Bauer still at it, retreats back to the 20-yard line and throws it away. That quickly, 3rd down, 3rd and 4.
They announce a crowd of 14,476 here tonight And that had to have been counted before the rain delay, because a lot of them left wet and didn't come back. Don't blame them, though. It was coming down pretty good.
Third and 4. And a nice carry out to midfield. Chris Franklin got through a lot of traffic there.
J.J. O'Neal made what I would call a breakaway saving tackle there, because he had open field if he gets past number 16 right there. If he doesn't make that tackle, he's gone.
O'Neal had an interception last week early in the SMU game. Helped the Bears get out to a 10-0 lead.
Yep. Anytime the defense starts pointing, you know somebody must have done something, and there were 2 or 3 defensive linemen that came up pointing fingers there, and it'll cost them 5.
And 1st and 15 back at their own 45 for the Skyhawks. They open play in the OVC Big South Football Association next week at home against SEMO, Southeast Missouri State. SEMO and then Lindenwood on down, Western Illinois, Gardner Webb and Eastern Illinois all offing.
One of the best routes we've seen of the night right now on that play right there. Good route, good throw, good catch. Hauling it in was Deuce Oliver. And this far and away, Don, the best movement we've seen out of UT Martin tonight.
At the Bears 39. Bauer delivers.
I don't think that one was held on to.
Incomplete at the 35.
It was intended for Chris Franklin coming out of the backfield. He couldn't keep it in his hands. Next week's certainly going to be an interesting ball game here for Missouri State, with Western Kentucky coming in. They're playing extremely well. They throw the ball very, very well. And there'll be some challenges for Missouri State to open CUSA play.
Ryan Beard's alma mater. Franklin taken down at the 35. It will be 3rd down.
Good hole off the right tackle there.
Third and 6 with 12 minutes to go. There's a toss to Ansley, and he'll push his way ahead past the stick. That'll be a 1st down for the Skyhawks.
Bears made contact short of the stick, but its second effort by Ansley got him the necessary yardage to push on in and get him the 1st down. Watch right here. There's a pop, but his feet were moving and he kept grinding.
Ansley's 4th carry and his longest of the evening for 8. Bauer looks. Now he's got a little room around the edge, but he slips for a short gain.
Well, it almost looked like there was an ankle tackle, that it didn't, but I think maybe when he tried to turn, the combination of being touched and losing his footage right here. I mean, he's on the outer edge right here all alone. And come up, and do we make, I think no, he slipped. You saw the the moisture come up off the turf right there.
Jalen Brooks on the pursuit there. One-yard gain, second down. Bauer swings it out to Sean Hardy. And down just shy of the 20.
Now Cooper Roy was out there to meet him, held him up just long enough for him to kind of follow backwards and not advance the ball any further.
And he got the 20-yard line on this. And don't let go of that leg.
Yeah. There's a third down and a really long 2, kind of a short 3.
Out to the right, and a knee went down.
Yep, again, and you know, I almost think again it's just they're slipping, and we talked about it earlier. New surface, got a little bit of moisture on the field tonight. Watch as he catches and tries to make the turn. See that? Yeah, that just, and I think it's a combination, and that left knee came down and made contact.
Second catch for Deuce Oliver.
So fourth down, and Bears trying to preserve the shutout. And Skyhawks trying everything they can to get on the board.
First fourth down attempt tonight for UT Martin. Across and caught, and that is going to be pretty close.
Just enough, I think.
Looks like enough. Hyatt Timoshek with the catch.
And we're getting a timeout here. They're calling timeout to slow things. Look and see where he makes contact here. Right about the 17, I think. Yeah. But they're moving the sticks.
Yeah, they will move them.
Yeah. I think they stopped the clock to have discussion with the UT sideline.
Now we wind with 8.5 minutes to play.
Absolutely, without question, the best we've seen the Skyhawks move the ball tonight. Bauer's been pretty efficient on this drive.
He'll drop back around the edge on the right and hightails it out of bounds.
Well, I talked about next week with Western Kentucky coming in from Missouri State. That launches their new career, their new looking forward into a new conference. First time they've ever played a conference game and at CUSA, and it'll be 3 home games in a row after a loss to SMU last week, then a win presumably tonight. So they'll have a lot on the line, trying to get above 500 next week, and it'll come against a real challenge out of Western.
Around the left end. Out of bounds, Oliver. At about the 14-yard line. So third down from here.
And you absolutely have to feel like that, short of kicking a field goal, that they're definitely in 4-down territory.
With nothing to lose.
Ooh, that might be, nope, I don't see a flag.
Well, just good coverage there, and Ryan McLemore, the field judge, was looking right at that one.
Speaking of Western, here we'll look at it right here. It was kind of thrown at the pylon. Yeah, I think you're right. Just nothing too much to it. Speaking of Western Kentucky, they're a few seconds away from beating Nevada tonight, 24-16, with under 30 seconds to go in their ball game down in Bowling Green.
We're going to line up a 32-yard field goal.
Keep the goose egg off the board.
Cade Hector is the kicker. And he puts this one through. So UT Martin on the board. (42-3) with 6:55 to play in Springfield. For Missouri State, Western Kentucky next Saturday, and then a run of Wednesday night games in October for national television purposes at Middle Tennessee and at New Mexico State, and home here to FIU on the 29th for going to Liberty November 8th.
A lot of free Saturdays in Conference USA. Did the Bears just take a timeout? I believe they did.
We'll get everybody on the same page for this kickoff return.
Well, Coach Beard was walking with the line judge down here, or the field judge, excuse me, and they were walking down, and they stepped out on the field and they indicated timeout. Like you say, may not have liked the way they had things set up.
Will be second win as an FBS program for Missouri State, and their first over an FCS team.
There you go.
And only game on the schedule of that kind this year.
Well, I know the Skyhawks are going to come away from this still kind of scratching their head a little bit, trying to figure out how they can get things back on track and do what they need to do. But there's still a lot of season ahead for them, and I'm sure Coach Simpson and company will kind of figure things out.
It was a new jersey there, the number 93 being used. There are two number 8s that it could have been. Isaiah McMorris and Brandon Vines on the receiving corps. And on the return, the spin and the return for that's the other number 8. That's Isaiah McMorris. So they couldn't have Brandon Vines out there while McMorris was out there, both wearing number 8.
So they peeled 93 out of a box and threw it on Vines. and that's why you didn't have two number 8s out there. And if folks may not know at home, but with so many players on lineups, and especially at the FBS level, there are double numbers all over the place.
There aren't 100 players or 100 numbers being used, but probably 30 of them or so are double numbers for Missouri State.
Here's Deuce Bailey at quarterback now.
And around to the left. A run out of bounds and a slide at the end of that for Missouri State's Reggie Branch.
Got the yardage.
So Deuce Bailey at quarterback now.
Probably won't see Bailey throwing the ball too much. This will be a series of, I would think, handoffs.
Bailey's a freshman from Bowling Green, Kentucky, so he'll no doubt know some of those Hilltoppers coming here next week.
And he can run.
He'll take it into UT Martin territory. There's a flag down.
It'll come back.
Coming back. Bailey will set it up.
That's penalty number 9 on the night against the Bears.
Deuce Bailey's cousin Joseph Jefferson was an Indianapolis Colt in the early 2000s.
Can you ask Brandon something? Okay, so I have something about
So 1st and 17.
Well, as soon as I said he probably wouldn't throw it, he may have to throw it, but maybe not.
Ball is loose, and the Skyhawks recover.
Miscommunication between Bailey and coming out of the backfield was.
Okay.
Could not tell who that was exactly. I'm like you, when they crumple up the uniform and you can't read the number, it's a little hard to see. 8s look like 6s and 0s look like 9s. Gets to be a little confusing.
Believe that was Nadrian Dizadair.
Okay.
On the recovery. So the ball at the 32-yard line for the Skyhawks. 5.5 minutes to play.
First turnover of the night against the Bears, and it puts the Skyhawks back in business.
And it's Ansley to the 29 for a gain of 3. Well, I think Missouri State got what they wanted out of this game.
Well, you got a really efficient passing game out of Clark, which you're going to get that on most nights, but I think tonight in particular, we alluded to earlier how much time he had to set up and to throw, and what great routes his receivers ran for him tonight. I mean, they really made it easy. All he had to do was put it where he needed, which he's more than capable of, and he showed that early on as they broke in front.
You can film him, right?
Quarterback is Julian Calvez now for UT Martin. Let's go down to Sierra Clark.
Yeah, I was just talking to Jacob Clark's fiance, Darby, and she was saying that, they've been together since high school, but Clark started his college football career at Minnesota, dealt with so much, injuries, transferring, and all of those, and now he's back at Missouri State, and they're at the FBS level again. So she says it feels kind of like a full circle moment for Jacob to be playing college football at this level again.
Ansley steps out of bounds right before he gets to the pylon at the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. So Calvez running it now for 1st and goal for UT Martin.
Well, they'd like to punch in 6 here if they could.
Calvez came in 2 of 5 for 27 yards.
Pretty much reserves, working against reserves right now.
Calvez will take it. Ooh, slips down and then takes a hit.
Don, I cannot help but wonder if the combination of the new turf, which, and it's a remarkable turf, this new surface they've put in is excellent, but it is so fresh. It doesn't contain the old rubber pellets that you used to see early on. Plus the fact that we had that rain shower. And also visiting teams come in here unsure of exactly what cleat to put on. So that may have some bearing on a little of what we're seeing as far as losing footing tonight.
And Reed Brotherton's still doesn't have his mic, but he looks like he's coming over here
for some sort of review, something they want to review. Did the ball possibly come loose? Or you know what I'm thinking? There was a hit as he was on the ground. I saw a defender come in, what I would say a little bit late. I'm wondering if they might be looking at something like that. Do not know what they're looking at, but combination of either that, they're now saying potentially looking at a possible targeting. So, and I think that came in at just at the last moment of the tackle there.
This will be the 9th win for Missouri State over UT Martin in the all-time series.
Watch here at the end of the play. You see number, I think 35 comes in right there. That's Austin Yelder. Watch and see. Watch how his helmet approaches. Does he aim? I don't know. From that angle, he's dipping the head. Now we might see it differently from this angle. Watch right here. He's coming left, comes in. I don't know where he made contact with him though. I don't know if he hit him in the helmet or if he hit him in the shoulders or what he did, but Only those folks with that screen will be able to determine that.
Not quite ready yet.
The replay booth is next door to us here. That's who they relay with. Well, we'll find out.
It is a targeting foul.
They're going to uphold the targeting call.
And that's an ejection.
Ooh, wow.
Austin Yelder.
So and I should have spotted it. The way they were making the players clear the field, you see that when they're reviewing targeting, they send them to the benches, and probably should have known that from the get-go, but that will result in a first down, and they'll move it a yard or so closer to the goal line. Yelder will be done for this ball game and for the first half of the next ball game.
Skyhawks bring it to the line, looking for their first touchdown. From the 2. Calvez with the give.
Ooh.
Bears take down Zalen Worsham in quick order.
Braxton Starnes with a nice. Well, he just came sliding through from nowhere and wrapped him up at the waist, and they'll lose a couple of yards back to the 4.
They'll have to run one more play before the 2-minute timeout here, and this is third and goal.
See what Calvez decides to do here.
He'll look.
Oh.
And incomplete in the end zone.
Well, he had his man wide open. He was rolling to his left, making that hard throw, and just couldn't connect with Oliver. Threw it a little bit behind him. Oliver was reaching, trying to make the miraculous grab, but it just wasn't going to happen. Now fourth down, or excuse me, third down.
Well, yeah, it's third down now.
Yeah, third down now. Yeah.
Calvez looks again and overthrows.
There's the flag. I saw, yeah, the defender was riding him all the way up. I was thinking, I don't know that they're not going to call that one.
So it looks like this will give
Navon
Skyhawks a first down.
I think the call is going to go against Navon Barrett. Yeah, I don't know that you'll see it here. It comes late in the play, but he's with him and got him wrapped up. He will argue the point.
First and goal at the 2. Calvez.
Ooh.
Slides down short of the goal line.
He came up short. I think if he had made a dive rather than a slide, he'd have gotten in. But that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Watch right here. I think if he would opt to go forward instead of backwards, he might have gotten in. I got to say it again, Don. Their cleats may not be adhering to this surface very well. They're just.
Second and goal when we come back with 1:53 to play. Coming for the Skyhawks with 1:56 to go. So after that pass interference penalty, now second and goal. The Skyhawks look to punch it in. And it's Ansley.
They do.
In for the touchdown, Thomas Ansley.
That hole opened up really nice right there. Even though they missed a block in the backfield, he was long gone. Did you see him slip again? Watch at the end of his run right here. Watch when he comes in and plants his foot right there. Yeah. I think it's going to take some getting adjusted to the new surface here.
Cade Hector for the extra point. And that is good. 1:52 to go. Missouri State pretty much run it out when they get back. 42-10 Missouri State. They're set to receive the kick. And then presumably they could take 3 knees and it would be over.
I would think that the Skyhawks would be willing, now that they've found the end zone and erased the 0 off the board and found double figures, they'd probably be happy to do that. But we shall see.
They'll drop to 0-4. Missouri State will square it up at 2-2. Returnable from the 7.
Ball
and
out.
The ball comes out and goes on out of bounds.
I don't know if that one got punched out from behind or if he just lost the handle when he was going down. See right here. Nope, got slacked away. Defender came sliding in.
Isaiah McMorris, the return man.
Valhalla. I can't say it right. I knew I was going to have to say his name at some point. Vailehi came in and slapped the ball away.
Siona Vailehi.
Vailehi,
there you go.
Did that. And look at this, the way they're setting up. It looks like a knee, Don. There's one.
That's all the Bears will need is a couple more of these. With Deuce Bailey finishing it out for Missouri State. Big night for Jacob Clark in the first half. 20 of 28 for 271, 3 touchdowns. Shamari Lawrence, 8 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown tonight, including that 50-yard score. And Dash Luke getting it done in the first half for the Bears.
Yeah, really. I think he, you know, as great as Clark played, I think Luke's ability to do the things he did tonight really opened up a lot of things tonight.
Career highs of 9 catches, 110 yards, with a touchdown reception tonight for Luke. That game next Saturday is 6 p.m. here in Springfield. The Bears host Western Kentucky.
Yep.
And one last snap for Missouri State.
Handshake time.
It is their first ever home win as an FBS team. And they left no doubt about it. 42-0 at the end of 3 quarters. 42-10 our final score.
Well, they got control early, Don, and that was the key, taking advantage of some mistakes and on the part of the Skyhawk, and they just did, you know, did what you have to do to get control.
Ryan Beard's team now 2-2.
Coach Beard knows a lot of the players on this team, and I'm sure he's seeking them out to pat him on the back and congratulate him. And of course, our own Sierra's trying to seek him out.
We'll track him down here in a moment. If there's any light left to be had, there's
the light show is half the fun, and there will be a light show after, yeah.
But a big night for Missouri State as they do what
you take care of business.
Yeah, they were expected to do.
Take care of business. Yeah.
Jacob Clark ran for the first 2 touchdowns tonight, and the Bears did the rest. Let's go down to Sierra Clark.
Coach Beard, you guys were were challenged really early on in this season. So how important was it to get a big win like this at home?
Man, it was a gauntlet. Those first few were very challenging. Our guys responded the right way. As you can see tonight, we wanted to make sure we finished this little bit of a rivalry off the right way, and we did just that.
And conference play starts next week, and you guys are in a brand new league. And so how important was this game for your team's confidence?
Yeah, it was crucial. Get to 2-2 going into conference play. Anything's possible at this point. They're believing.
You say they're believing. What have you noticed from your team that's been clicking really quickly this year?
The best thing about them is they like the work. They practice hard. They're focused. They understand what we can do as a team, and we're going to go do it.
Thank you so much, and good luck. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Sierra, thanks for your work tonight. We'll have her aboard for some of the other Missouri State home games that we'll cover this season. We'll step away for just a moment and come back for our final wrap in Springfield when we return. Missouri State wins it tonight over UT Martin 42-10, 35-0 at halftime, 42-0 at the end of three quarters, and then UT Martin got a field goal and a touchdown, but the night belongs to the Bears.
Well, and we'll go back and just talk about the fact that you get the good start and you take advantage of the miscues. A couple of early miscues against the Skyhawks really opened the door, and when the door is open, you need to walk through it, and the Bears did.
Our player of the game tonight, Jacob Clark, 20 of 28 for 271, most of it in the first half. 3 touchdowns, including 3 through the air and 2 on the ground.
Showed you that he's got legs, he's got an arm, and he is the guy that makes this engine go. There's no question about it.
The dive on his second rushing touchdown. And Jacob Clark, our player of the game, brought to you by Pinnacle Sign Group, a proud supporter of the Missouri State Bears. And here are your final stats.
A little deceiving. That 417 we all know could have been probably much larger had Clark played deeper into the ball game. And of course, the late run by the Skyhawks brought it a little closer. But probably, I would say, Ryan Beard would probably tell you they got to clean up that penalty area just a little bit.
And the final game stats brought to you by Mercy. Mercy can get you off the bench and back in the game. Find your best play at mercynow.net. At Mercy, your life is our life's work. For Tom Mast, I'm Don West saying so long from Springfield, Missouri, where Missouri State wins over UT Martin 42-10. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.